Ibu Bapak, ladies and gentlemen, we already work so hard, at least, at least participating in discussing about the basic of medical education research. And before we end up this session, I would like to invite very briefly, perhaps only in 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes, would you please to voluntarily again share what have you learned from the session after lunchtime? Just perhaps one principle, one concept, or one tips on one strategy, or whatever, or one knowledge that you learn. After the lunch session, yes. Yes. Or first you can write down in your what you call it? Yes, in your book. Write down first, and then I'm going write down individually, and then I'm going to invite some volunteers to share. Yep. Please write down just one thing that you learned from the session. Anybody want to share? Yes, Lillian. Thank you.
I've learned quite a lot, Gandis, but you say we mentioned just one? So I've learned today that there could be as many ways to answer a single research question.
Yep.
But what is most important is to focus on those very critical elements in literature or within the theoretical framework.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much. Any more sharing? Yes. Thank you.
The best methodology would be the one that most validly answers the question.
Okay. So the best methodology is not whether this is quantitative or qualitative, whether this is comparative study or experiment, but the best methodology is the method that can provide good answer for the research question. Okay, more sharing. Yes, thank you.
Actually, this is not only for the session after the
Lunch? That's
but
fine.
for the whole day. Because educational research is complex, so if we feel that we don't have enough knowledge on how to do the educational research, so collaboration with somebody who have the educational research background is beneficial.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Any more sharing? Oh, 3 people who share already women. Can I invite men to share as well?
The lesson I learned today is I learned that we need to build our research question based on a strong theoretical framework, and that the research question is the most important thing.
Right, thank you. Are you going to revise your research question? No, he is doing an educational research about working in what? Rural.
I'm trying to make a research about how to select medical students who have a strong motivation for rural work.
Yes.
As a medical doctor.
Yes, that's right. So your duty to find appropriate educational framework. Right, okay. Any more sharing? Yes, Dr. Rara, thank you.
Well, I think at the end of the Lambert said that good research is not end up with a wrap up or in summon, but coming up with another wow question. But I think it is best to think of a very simple research to get a better result rather than we design a very complex research but then come up with no result. at all.
Okay, thank you so much. Very good sharing. Any more sharing before we close? Yes, Pak Atam ini.
If you want better medical education, do medical education research. Yeah, do medical education research.
Gandes, lastly, I've learned that medical education research requires a lot of expertise. So for a very young researcher like me, I guess I have to do lots of reading and lots of training, maybe. But I was already given one hint that I just need to choose one word lie. Lambert said we can just focus on one piece of the puzzle. Why bother with the so many pieces? Just
I'm okay. I'm interested medical education for evaluate flagship program about bedside teaching program. Yes. Yes. About assessment for evaluate assessment for evaluate bedside teaching.
Yes, yes. This is the research that you are interested to,
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
Could you share after Lambert's session, is there any principle or concept or knowledge you learn from him?
Okay.
Any-
Tomorrow.
No, no. Ada yang mau disaringkan dari kuliahnya Lambert tadi? Apa yang menarik yang
About research of qualitative in medical education.
yes, okay. So Lambert saying that quantitative research
Yeah.
is not superior than qualitative research or vice versa. Qualitative research is not superior from quantitative research. Both are needed, depend on the research question we generated.
Yes.
Both are needed. Okay, right. More? Any more? Yes, thank you.
Just to add to what Lillian said about being a novice and wanting to do research, I think it is important to have so many other people in the group who are very critical.
Yes.
He gave an example of how he would have very critical friends involved in the research
Yes.
rather than do a single research alone.
Yes.
So
Okay.
have critical people in the research
Okay.
so that you can come up with, again, better research question,
Yep.
better research hypothesis, and congruently do a meaningful research.
Yes, thank you very much. That's true. So on the last day, Thursday, we're going to practice. When a group try to present their hypothesis, try to be their friends by giving critical feedback. The more critical your feedback, it will help a lot to receive or modify the research question or hypothesis and become more sharp, more focused, more detailed, and becoming one of the important piece of the puzzle. Right. Yeah?
this is a perfect connection for tomorrow's program. That's what we are going to do. Looking for critical body. So tomorrow, because today we know their social program, all of you may not have enough time to reflect on the original research question you have submitted before you come to the workshop. So tomorrow morning, the first half an hour, we will give to you to sit, be quiet, and really think it through. Is the research question you have submitted or you thought initially is something doable? Is something meaningful to do? Is something well formulated and can add to the field of knowledge? Then we invite you to rewrite or modify the question you have written down before. Then you write it down. Then the second activity is we will ask you to explain to others what you would like to do and why you want to do, and especially certain terminology you use. What does it mean? Like today, Lambert gave a very clear example on relevance. What do you mean by relevance? Relevance to what? From which lens you are talking about relevance? You see? So tomorrow, we will invite you to explain to others in such detail so that others can understand what position you take, why you take this position, from which angle you take this position. We believe by communicating with others, it will help you to make your mind even more clear and be certain about what you are going to do is meaningful and doable and feasible. Then the outcome will be the people who in the same topic, like people who are looking at assessment, will sit together. People who are looking at curriculum development will sit together. People looking at the professional development maybe will sit together. Or so certain themes after the discussion with everybody, we expect you to sit as a group with a theme. Yeah? Then we will invite you again, choose one person to explain, then we can give feedback. So everybody can listen and think again for your own question. Yeah? So more or less tomorrow that will be the program. Then you will have plenty of time, work as individual or in a pair or in triple or four to work out a detailed plan. Okay?
So everybody, there are coffee break over there, so you can enjoy. And for those who will join for the social program, you have around maximum 15 minutes for coffee break. And then please go down and then wait for in front of the building. Yuyun will be there and organize the social program. And there will be car and driver ready to take all of you to the temples. And for those who are not joining the program, thank you very much. So tomorrow we're going to start as scheduled, that is at 9 o'clock. So thank you for today. Hard work. Can we make applause to all of us? Yes. Thank you everybody. So see you tomorrow.